I've noticed a trend. My social media is filled to the brim right now with controversy and talks about this game called Pragmata. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't gonna play the game because it's not my type of game. But honestly, like, the controversies have been so crazy that I really want to dive into this. Pragmata is an action-adventure game, and it features this young-looking girl. Before the game even came out, people were saying that it looked like it was gonna be one of those, like, caretaker, caregiver, like, types of games where, like, you know, you as the player, you're just taking care of this little girl. I feel like it has become a trope in video games to have, like, a weaker partner that you have to take care of throughout the game, and that becomes like a game mechanic of itself, right? I don't hate those types of games. I actually really like them, but I do want to talk about a growing trend that I've kind of noticed that is kind of peculiar, okay? First of all, let me get it out of the way. A lot of the controversy surrounding Pragmata is not because there is a girl, like a little girl in the game. People are saying that the looks of the little girl kind of catered to men, and that, like, she was in a revealing outfit and she was not wearing shoes, and people were just like kind of really upset at the idea that a game this big could feature something so controversial. I will say the game is doing incredibly well. I believe it's sold 1 million copies now, which is really great for them. But I do keep stumbling upon this conversation, and I not only want to put my 2 cents into it, but also I want to talk about, like, something that I've noticed in the community. First of all, I'm gonna be really honest. When I first saw the way that the little girl looked, my reaction was just, oh my god, she's so cute. I didn't really find her to be as sexualized as some people in the internet were saying that she was. I do think that part of why people are so protective over female characters or maybe kid characters in video games is because of the gamer stereotype, right? Like, I do feel like, let's be honest, like, there is kind of like a stereotype that people still have amongst the gaming community. Let's be honest, like, most characters do get sexualized in video games. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. Even kid characters. I'm gonna, like, let's just be honest. Let's get it out of the way. Let's get it out of our system. People were making crazy, disgusting mods of, like, the characters from Hogwarts Legacy, which they're kids. And I mean, every single kid in every game has been, you know, violated by the community. Like, that's just a fact. Like, I dare you guys to, like, comment down below a character that hasn't been sexualized. So I understand why people are so protective when it comes to video games, why people are kind of suspicious when this little girl character appears and she's like this really pretty, like, just quote-unquote conventionally, like, beautiful character. I also want to mention that there was, I believe, a Reddit, I think it was the games Reddit, that got taken down because people were being really gross about the character, and I think that's fair to kind of point out because I don't know, like, I do think it's, I don't want to invalidate people when they are just trying to be protective of children, okay? At the end of the day, I think it's safer to be protective and to kind of, like, call out these trends than to kind of just sit around and be like, well, I didn't see any problem with it, like, let's just, you know, who cares? I will say, this situation really reminded me of a similar kind of line of thinking that I was going through when Last of Us was popular. The Last of Us is a game that is really famous for its incredible storytelling, for its amazing gameplay, and for its beautiful father-daughter relationship.
Everyone I have cared for has either died or left me. Everyone fucking except for you. So don't tell me that I would be safer with someone else, because the truth is I would just be more scared.
I first played The Last of Us when I was 12 years old. I was so enthralled by this incredible father-daughter relationship. Growing up as a girl who was obsessed with The Last of Us, I really felt like this game was very pure in its intentions of how they wanted to portray the protectiveness that a father has for a daughter, the love that a father has for a daughter. But as I grew and I, went around the internet, I did realize that a lot of people, mostly guys, were very, possessive in a very creepy way of Ellie. Ellie in the first game is 14 years old, so she's very, very young. And I think what really solidified the fact that, a lot of men were kind of more in love with Ellie than just a fatherly love, was when Ella Ramsey got selected to play Ellie in the TV show. So for those that don't know, The Last of Us was so successful that there was an HBO show created for it. The actor Bella Ramsey, who got casted for the role of Ellie, it's such an incredible opportunity. It is such an amazing, it's just a career-changing role. It really was a curse for Bella Ramsey because it created this crazy hate train, mostly based on their looks. I think a lot of people, for some reason, were trying to convince everybody that Ellie was supposed to be hot. Take it in. Because again, when I played The Last of Us, it really was about that pure protectiveness, that love that you have for your kid. That's the way that I felt when I was playing it. But something that never came to my head was oh my god, Ellie is so attractive or hot or pretty. I never really thought about that. So when people were kind of upset that someone that they didn't deem attractive was playing Ellie, it was really strange for me. It was just kind of guys, was Ellie attractive? Are we okay? I understand calling a video game character that's a kid cute, or they're so cute, whatever. But I never really thought of Ellie as hot, attractive. That's insane. Dude, it honestly really gets me thinking overall, right? Whenever there are these protector types of games, whenever we have a beautiful parent and child relationship in a game, it mostly is father-daughter, and the daughter is this very beautiful, looking, almost it's abnormally perfect girl, The factors that are expected of women are somehow also expected in young girls, which I find very deeply problematic, because what does it mean for us that we need our video game daughter to be attractive? That is insane. Would we feel the same amount of protectiveness if Ellie in the game was ugly? If she had maybe not a tooth, or maybe she had scars all over her face, or what if she was she had barely had any hair, or what if she had unattractive features? Would people still be this passionate about a character like Ellie? And I go back to all the games that I've ever played, right, that had this type of dynamic, and I can't think of many that strayed from this very specific trope, which I'm gonna call the Damsel-Daughter in distress. We're Manny Pixie dream girling our daughters at this point. BioShock is another game that really feeds into this trope, right? In the third iteration of BioShock, we have Booker and we have Elizabeth. And of course, Booker is this rugged, very emotionless protagonist, and he has issues and he has problems. And then there's Elizabeth. She's this very attractive, very manic, very mysterious and cute, and this woman, right? She ends up being Booker's daughter, so it does become a a very complicated like father and daughter relationship, but it does feed into this trope of like, you know, like, I mean, obviously Elizabeth is kind of made to be like a little bit of eye candy. Like, I hate saying it like that, but she is, you know, she's like in a, I don't know how to explain it, like they didn't make her ugly, okay, let's just say that. I mean, I'm having this realization that like I don't see a lot of like ugly like daughters. I have always found very fascinating the question of, should women in video games like have these crazy bodies and like these insane proportions and all these things. I almost want to defend it sometimes because like I know that there are women that look like that, you know what I mean? Like there are women who also want to play as these like voluptuous, I said that's super crazy, but like, you know, some women want to play like as baddies with like these crazy curvy bodies, and like, and some women aren't built like that, and like they also want to be represented, right? We can't just completely say that no one looks like that. Like that's not true, right? Unless it's like really crazy like it's some One Piece proportions. Like, no. In the same breath, I almost want to defend this phenomena because I want to say, well, there are young girls that look like that. There are, you know, little girls that look like the girl from Pragmata. Granted, they are supermodels or they are like extremely rare, but like they do exist. I will say there's also a point to the fact that like those girls that look like that, like if there is a girl that looks like the little girl from Pragmata, she's probably gonna be in a catalog, like in like a magazine or something, because it's not common for little girls to kind of, you know, look that perfect. And if we're going back to Ellie, like when the whole Bella Ramsey casting was going on, I did kind of sit and think like, well, most 14-year-olds are not like, you know, like they're not that cute because they're like going through puberty. Like they have like acne, like they have the, you know, it's like the worst time to be a teenager. Like when I was 14, I looked hideous. I literally wanted to like hide in my room all day because like I wasn't perfect, you know what I mean? And then you look at like Ellie's model, like character model, and it's like they didn't even get that from like a real person. That's not a real person. It is just so interesting, like the fact that we are expecting the kids in our video games to be visually appealing, you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna sit here and say that every man who feels protective over these characters is a you know, a predator or whatever, because like I don't think that. I just find it to be a very interesting concept that we're still kind of maybe even subconsciously enforcing like beauty standards to the kids that we are protecting. I don't know, like, does this bleed into real life? Maybe those are the questions that we have to start questioning. Like, are parents maybe meaner or more dismissive towards like their kids if they don't find them cute or beautiful or pretty? Are fathers more protective of their daughters if they are beautiful? Like, I don't know, like these are, I don't know, like it's just interesting. Like I want to put this into a conversation. I was sitting here trying to like wreck my brain thinking like, well, are there any games with like a mother and a son? And I really couldn't think of any. I'm gonna be so honest with you. If there are, they were not mainstream. I didn't play them. I don't know, like I researched, I could not find a single one. And then also I was thinking, well, are there games where fathers are protecting their sons, or like you know, it's a game about the relationship with your son? And I do think that is very valid to bring up that God of War is an incredible game about, you know, the love for your son. So it does exist. It's not as common. When I've searched up specifically if there are games about like relationships with your son, the only one that came up was God of War and then Mario, because Bowser Jr. with Bowser. It's incredibly crazy to me that at this point it is a trope, like it is a thing, like it's something that we have to acknowledge, it's something that we have to like talk about and be like, oh well, yeah, this is a thing. And like people are kind of like starting to wake up to the fact that like the caretaker like with a daughter like trope is a thing. But I wanted to take it one step forward and kind of like, you know, bring up the fact that it's not just about, you know, this father-daughter like a trope that is happening, but it's also the fact that like it has to be this perfect specimen of a daughter. When it comes to all these games, there is a lot that we can say to defend it. I'm not gonna sit here and blame the developers. I don't think they have these alternate agendas. At this point, I'm kind of proposing that maybe it's a subconscious thing. Maybe like, you know, they just want to make visually appealing characters and they end up kind of maybe mistakenly making the children too visually appealing, you know, like that's possible and that's probably the case. Like I'm not accusing anybody of actually like trying to start something predatory or anything like that, but I just think it's something that's noticeable. And I don't know, like I want to talk about it because right now everyone's talking about Pragmata, but I do want to bring up it might be something that continues to happen. It might be something that is just a thing. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I want to hear other people's opinions. If you have any opinion on this, please comment down below. Let me know because I'm really down to have a conversation about it. I think this is the type of topic that it has a lot of valid perspectives. I don't think we should be pointing fingers and kind of like being accusatory when it comes to like the intentions of this and like, you know, if people enjoy it, like are they creeps? Like I don't really think so. That's just my opinion. But if you have strong opinions about it, let me know because I'm so down to like change my mind, to like learn more about this and kind of like create a conversation, right? But I also want to point out that there are creeps, and of course like these things do kind of bring the worst of the worst because obviously they're gonna take any opportunity to be a creep, right? I'm kind of in between of like, well, we shouldn't really stop doing certain things just because there's like creeps who are always gonna creep, you know? But also there's like a point for like the people that say like, well, I just don't want to have any content out there or give these creeps the opportunity to creep, right? So it's kind of like I'm kind of in between. I don't know what's morally like the right thing to do. Like should we just, you know, in the name of protecting kids, like not allow like these types of characters in our media? Like I don't know, like should we be more questioning of the developers, of like people who make like characters like this little girl? I'm not super sure. Overall, I appreciate it if you watched this whole video. I'm gonna start posting more video game content. This is my second video ever, so if you want to subscribe, that would be incredible. That would help a lot. That would be so like amazing, and it would just make my day. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.